So, day three of the Democratic hate convention is over. It only took 14 hours. And it's become, and normally I'm very high energy, but it's very late and they are very boring. So it's sort of creating a sleepy. It's almost like they got rid of Sleepy Joe and decided they were going to make everybody else sleepy. But the point is, this was a horrible evening, of course, as you might expect. And, they had Pete Buttigieg talking about nonsense. Here's I'm on Fox News. I have a husband. Great. Thanks, Pete. Bye bye. And then they had Oprah. Who looks great, by the way, who looks very nice. She went on Ozempic. I don't know if you know that, and I don't have a problem. Excuse me, no, I don't have a problem with Ozempic. I mean, I don't need it, but other people want to use it. That's fine. It's one of our great industries, the pharmaceutical. Ozempic basically became a big deal because of the Trump administration emphasis on hating fat people. I was so critical of fat women for so many years, and they said, "You're so mean, sir." But our great pharmaceutical industry came up with Ozempic, and now we have fewer fat women, more hot women, and nobody says thank you, Trump. But Oprah, I think, went on Ozempic because she wanted to. I don't have a problem saying she was so nasty to me and not supportive of me, even though we're both billionaires. She wanted to date me. No, this is true. She said, "Donald, sir, what do I have to do to be with you?" And I said, "Darling, I've always been a big fan of yours, but you have to understand that my supporters are patriots and conservative, which means they don't like the idea of their president with a black woman unless it's for strong Christian interracial porn on Pornhub." So I said, "Sorry, can't do it." And then, so she lost the weight for me and then went on the DNC because she's full of hate and jealousy that I won't be with her. But that's comes with the territory. You know this very well. And then obviously Bill Clinton had to speak. That real sleazy guy, Sleazy Bill we call him, and he started saying things. Democrats have created 50 million jobs, and Republicans have been responsible for like negative a million jobs. How do you create a negative job? It doesn't make any sense. So that was stupid. And also, they don't count when I hire people and don't pay them. That doesn't count as a job. That's called smart. It's also maybe called slavery or theft, but it's also called smart. So I don't pay the people who work for me, so those don't go as jobs in the jobs report. But I'm smart. Okay, we know that. Very smart. And then we get to Tim Walz, Coach Walz. I've talked to a lot of coach friends of mine, including Jerry Sandusky, who says that Tim Walz was actually not a great coach. And he's a liar, and I think his whole family is basically lying. And I know people are saying, "No, sir, don't be like that. He's a nice guy." He may be a nice guy, but he's a liar. And also his son. Everybody's saying his son. His son got up and said, "That's my dad." And I can tell you something. Melanama's son, Barton, wasn't even at our convention. And I don't think he could pick me out of a lineup. If you said, who's Donald Trump? I don't think Barton could even pick me out. And that's because I'm too busy being president and doing strong business. When a father is successful, a son should never know who they are because they're too busy being successful and providing. But coach, mayor, representative, Governor Walz, whatever the hell he wants to be called, this guy obviously was at home a lot, not doing the business of being a governor or whatever the hell he does, because his son pointed him and said, "That's my dad." And they also said, and this is going to come off mean, but people were saying Tim Walz's son has sort of has a non-verbal or verbal issue, and that's okay. If you have verbal issue, that's okay. I happen to not have any verbal issue. I have, some people say, the strongest verbal. But then his son yelled, "That's my dad." Well, that was very verbal. That was actually, incredible amounts of verbal. So the son seems to be also not telling the truth the same way that the father, Tim Walz, doesn't tell the truth. So it was a convention night full of lies, lacking in talent, lacking in strength still. Not one wrestler, not one MMA person, uh, not one softcore porn star rapper like Amber, the Kanye dumpster. Well, the point is, this is a disaster, a sad day for America, and Democrats should be ashamed of themselves. Good night. I'm very sleepy from the sleepy convention that somehow doesn't have Sleepy Joe. Bye bye.